Almost there. Technical difficulties. All right, here we go. Okay, you should be able to see me. Oh, I'm always making mistakes. Yeah, that should be it. Should be it. Hopefully you can hear me. My audio seems to be acting up for some reason. All right, can you guys see me and hear me? Are we good? Okay. I'll assume my mic's good. I'm not sure. I'm not really getting too much of a response right now. So yeah, the thing for today is how to make you consistently profitable. That's the big highlight for this. Also, every subscriber, I'm taking a drink. Now, I do have the big bottle right here, if you can see it. There we go. For some reason, if it gets crazy, I'm not sure if it will. I brought the little bottle. Yeah, just in case it gets, you know, I can't take like 10 or 20 shots. I might die here, and that would be a hell of a way to go out. So I created this as well. See if I can find it. And there we go. Got the excited cat. Mr. Kitty is excited. I can't believe it. 299. Yeah, I actually called my mom and I told her, do you want to be the 300th subscriber of my channel? I'm really excited. Do you want to be 300? And she says she already subscribed to Garage Day Trader. I said you can subscribe to both, but she wasn't having it. So, you know, that's really whatever. So let's switch back over. Okay, yeah, if anyone has any questions, just like last time, if you were actually here for the last one, if you have any questions whatsoever, you know, this is geared towards day trading, but really anything, it's just, you know, having a conversation, you know, however. So yeah, any questions you have, feel free to ask them. I'll answer them to the best of my knowledge. But yeah, so this one is mostly like slowing down the tempo. And like people they may just start day trading, not really have an idea whatsoever. Basically just giving them the fundamentals and then building off of that as well. So covering like the share size, also the risk to reward is very important. So yeah, let's get into it. One thing that I do want to touch over, if I have, there we go. So this is actually a stock I was looking at. I need to pull over this real quick. There we go. Okay, you guys should be able to see this. So ADIL was a stock that I was actually looking at. This one spiked up like crazy. As you can see on this candle right here, it closed at about $2. And then the next candle spikes up and hits a high of $4.38. I was thinking this would crash harder than it did. Okay, put that on vibrate. There we go. But it didn't. For the next candle, I was thinking possibly the bulls would wanted to push through this high right here. So it could be forming a cup and handle. So we're getting the cup right here. It could possibly go a little lower, turn into the handle and push even higher. But on Monday, I'll be looking for this to go down, possibly to crash back down. But that was just an idea that I had for this one stock. If anyone has any stocks that they want me to take a look at, feel free to throw it in the chat. Let me know however. You could do the chat, you could do Facebook message, you could do a smoke flare. I have a window I can look out, so just give me that as well. And so the first thing I want to cover over is your broker. Now, again, this is slowing down the speed. You know, possibly within this chat room, and I'm sure within my channel, there's a large, there could be, you know, people just starting out. There could be people that have been trading for years and years. They already have their broker. But for people that are just starting out, what should you look for when you're selecting a broker? Now, of course, the brokers that I look for would be ones that are bypassing the PDT. So you can take more than 3 trades throughout the week. So I believe you can only take 3 trades within a 5-day period within the work period. And that's counting in and out. So getting into the trade, getting out of the trade. Now the ones bypassing it, of course I trade with TradeNet. I have traded with SureTrader in the past. But with those two, there is a big difference. One is CFDs, and then one's actually trading stocks. People may have questioned, what's the difference between CFDs? What's the difference between stocks? I thought they're the same thing. Don't you trade the stock market? And they are the same thing, but the execution's a little different. As far as with CFDs, you can get filled any amount you want. Now with TradeNet, they did tailor it to the 3-cent rule. So instead of, like, let's say right here, we have the 2 numbers. We have a 10, which is equivalent to 1,000, and we have the 1 right here. Now, if I try to get filled 2,000 shares right here, I would get filled the 1,000 at this price, and I would get filled the other 1,000 at this price. So it's basically pushing it down to the next limit. Now, it should be the 3-cent rule, but I'm not quite sure. I mean, they should hold to it, but you know, it's been a little iffy lately, to be honest. TradeNet's been making different rules kind of as they go. But now when it comes to SureTrader, you're not going to, if you wanted to get filled 2,000 shares, I mean, you get filled this price, the next price, it would go all the way down. Now with SureTrader, of course, you have influence in the market. CFDs, there's no influence. If I buy 10 million shares at whatever price, you're not going to see in the stock market. It's not going to pop within the time and sells right here. Let me move over. Yeah, within the time and sells, it's not going to populate. It's not going to, if you're looking for the break of like 369, or if you're looking for a break of a whole number, it's not going to happen because you have no influence. Now with CFDs, with stock market, you would have influence. And then that's the reason I do like SureTrader, is because you would have influence if you wanted to be that one to break that whole number. Now, depending if there are hidden buyers and sellers, depending on the broker that you use, you actually have the ability to hide your orders. So like, let's say someone was trying to sell a certain amount, you wouldn't see it pop up on the montage. And then that's also people that are, you know, with the banks, if they're going through whatever bank they had, Chase or however, they put an order with them, it may not populate within the montage. So you always want to be cognizant of that as well. Move myself back over. Okay, now when it comes to commissions, now this is a big thing, especially if those that want to, you know, trade a large amount, they want to trade 10, 20, 30,000 shares. The commissions are going to be a big part of this. Now with SureTrader, every share is a cent. So if I wanted to trade 1,000 shares, they would be $10, 2,000 shares, $20, so on and so forth. With TradeNet, it's 0.006. Now, of course, there are ECN fees, there are routing fees. With TradeNet, what I've really been accustomed to, there shouldn't be ECN fees, routing fees for CFDs because it doesn't go through to the market. The normal routing process is you put your order in the montage, you execute it, it goes over to your broker, and from your broker it goes over to the market, and then from the market to your broker back to you. That's the whole chain. With CFDs, there is no going to the stock market. That's why you have no influence. So there shouldn't be those fees, but there are still those fees, and that's just something I have to deal with. Also, when you're wanting to withdraw money, a lot of people ask, hey, does this occur like when you at the end of the trading day? Is it at the end of the trading week? So it's at the end, basically when you want to withdraw money. Depending on the package size you have, they're going to take a percentage. So if you have the intro, like the beginning account, $14,000 is your buying power, but you're going to give them back 30% of your profits. And that could be a big thing. It really could. Now, what I do love about it is their account costs $500, but you are able to lose $700. So they're giving you a $200 cushion, which is nice. Also, $500 is giving you $14,000 to work with. With SureTrader, you're putting in your money. If you have over $500, they give you 6-to-1 buying power. So $500 would be $3,000 to play with. Unlike SureTrader, your $500 is going to be $14,000. Now that definitely can make a big difference. Now with buying power, when it comes to SureTrader, and really whatever broker you have, they may have maybe like a limit on the buying power option. Not every stock is going to be 6-to-1, and that's the big thing that I ran into. Hey Lewis, how's it going? That's the big thing that I ran into is at the beginning of the day, about 5 minutes till market open, you could be looking at whatever stock really. And let's say you wanted to look at ADIL and you're like, okay, perfect. You know, let's say you have $4,000 in buying power. So you can get 1,000 shares of this, but then that list comes out and it says, hey, ADIL is on the list. You only get 2-to-1, which means your $500 only turns into 1,000. So that's one thing that kills me now with TradeNet. The 14,000, that's the margin that you have. There is no buying power. That's just the amount that you have. Alyssa, how's it going? It's good to see you again. Let me, Dennis, how's it going? Time zone difference. Yeah, the reason that I tailored it to 6 p.m. is I know people are out different time zones. Time zones is definitely a big thing, being that I have been overseas for a good amount of time. Not now, I came back to the States, but the time zone definitely affects everything. Because if I'm in like overseas, I'm trying to get back, like call the States, I have to remember, okay, I'm 7 hours ahead. I can't call them at midnight. Thank you, Alyssa. I appreciate that. Basically right now, I'm just going over, just starting with the broker, breaking down the different brokers that I've used. If you guys have any input whatsoever of what's worked for you, Alyssa, I actually did look at the pivot points that you had mentioned as well. Wow, that's impressive. So I saw there's like, you're looking at, you have like this, it's some type of formula where it's like R1 plus R2 divided by the support of S1, S2, and then, oh my goodness. How to escape, okay. Let's discuss how to escape the 9-to-5 grind. Okay, I can do that, I can do that. So when it comes to the 9-to-5 grind, if you really, okay, so I'll be serious about it. If you really wanted to, let's say that this was something that you really wanted to do, the way that I would go about it is I would put aside some funding for at least 3 months. At least 3 months. Let's just be safe about it. If you want to do 6 months, that's perfect. But if you just want to give it a little bit of a run, now the way that I would do it, let's say I want to, you know, even you don't even have to leave your job. Just you can still pay your bills and everything, but put it aside a certain amount of money, trade how you would. Now, if you don't have the ability to trade because, of course, you have the 9 to 5, you wouldn't be able to do the market hours and everything. What you could do, I don't suggest people really doing this because it can be very iffy. I mean, having a day job is, I mean, you have that paycheck you know coming in. But if you wanted to set aside the 6 months, trade how you'd like, and let's say for that 3 months it doesn't go the way that you thought it would, then you still have 3 months to, you know, if you want to go back to the job that you had or find a new job. Not just trading, other things like real estate and entrepreneurship. Okay, Alyssa, but you don't need to know the math of the studies and it'll do it for you. Okay, is that, do you add that, is that like within your program, Alyssa? Like, is that already there? You just kind of add to the stock you're looking at? As far as Lewis, for the real estate, I actually have a gentleman I work with that has a pretty big real estate company. I believe he nets about $20,000 a month, which is really good. I mean, it sounds amazing. But the thing is with real estate, if you're still paying those mortgages, then that $20,000 that you're netting is going a lot to the mortgages. And then also, let's say, you know, a lease is about to end and you don't have someone to fill it, then you're paying that month or 2 or 6 or 12 months that someone's not living there out of your own pocket. So that it can be iffy. Now, if you have real estate that's already paid off, you already have tenants set up, maybe you're in like an area that's highly populated, it could be definitely a route to go. But with any type of real estate, I mean, not only are you possibly not having tenants that will be in there a certain amount of time, but you're having upkeep fees, which can amount to a good amount depending on what it is. TOS, if you go add VWAP, you have. Oh, okay. Yeah, I had no idea the pivot points were in there. I spent too much time up for it. Here, let me go to the. So if you go to TS, the same, you add the VWAP. Okay, so we'll go to steady lines. So the pivot points should be in. Oh, okay. There we go. Holy sh! Oh man! Wow. I'm not used to that. That's wild. Jeez. Yeah, that's definitely. I guess you. So I guess these are set. You can't move them around. Wow. Okay. Props to you. Truly. How's it going, Tom? Good to see you. Oh, you need to change the settings? Yeah. Okay, let me go back. All right, so here, where'd it go? Pivot point over here, and then configure. Oh, so you add in the percentages? Awesome, thanks, Dennis. I appreciate that. I'm guessing you just input the percentages based off something. Choose old type. Okay. And then you just do the check marks within here, or? Oh man. That is not good. That's it? Oh. Okay. Here we are. Oh, geez. Okay. Leave it like that. Oh, man. Oh, I would probably get so confused. Yeah, so this was actually the stock that I was looking at. I think there's going to be more downward momentum. The only thing that could probably oppose that is if the bulls are watching it, they want to push through this recent high over here, or at the end of the last month. Basically, here we have the cup. Now possibly it could pull back down and we could get a handle forming over here and it could push through. But with the big spike going on right here, I would think there'd be more pullback. I'll be watching it Monday just to see what happens. I can't promise I'll have these indicators on. But let me give you a ticket to check. Oh, you're going to give me a ticker symbol? Apple and NVIDIA. Okay. Oh. Oh, wow. Okay, so we have the multiple support lines. I'm guessing that's what it is. Let me see NVIDIA. Wow. Well, that's interesting that it pushed down right to this line and stopped. Let me go ahead and go over to the pre and after. Oh, wow, look at that. It hits the line and bounced right off it. Huh. That's interesting. Wow. Yeah, I'll definitely look into this. Definitely. I'll keep it on there. I'll keep it on there for you. We'll see how Monday. I might even have it on there for Monday. We'll see. Oh, okay. So yeah, let me reiterate what I was saying at the beginning. So, had that the sub counter. Yes, the sub counter. We're at 299. We are at 299. I can't believe it. Mr. Kitty cannot believe it. If you can see Mr. Kitty right now, he cannot believe it. I think you guys can see that. Yes, perfect. Yes, Mr. Kitty's excited. I'm excited. Called my mom. Hey, be number 300. Your son made it. Be number 300. She said she was already subscribed to Garage Day Trader. She couldn't do it. I told her you can do both, and she said nope. So that's fine. You know, but we're almost there. We're almost to 300. I'm excited. Well, we were almost to 300. I knew that was gonna happen. Oh, who's unsubscribing and subscribing? There's someone out there doing it. Okay, let me switch this back over. Jeez, that's enough fun with that. Oh man. Okay. There we go. Oh yeah, and for every subscriber, I guess I was nice. I knew it was gonna happen. I was like, it's gonna go to 300, and then possibly it'll go back down to like 299 after I celebrated. But yeah. Thanks, Dennis. I appreciate that. Oh man. So I have my cup right here, my pimp cup. I put some wine in it. It's not the best. I do have the big bottle right here. I decided to bring it out, but you know, I was thinking on the off chance, like somehow we had 10 subscribes. I couldn't have 10 shots. I don't want to die right here. Now, I would love to die doing what I love, but you know, my mom, if she wasn't disappointed before, this would really tip it over. So, you know. Like, yeah. No, I haven't. It's so one of my friends bought it for me, and it's not the manliest thing in the world, but I said, hey, I don't know if you guys can really see it. I said, hey, I'll give it a try. It's not the best, so But yeah, for this, you know, ask any questions you want. I'm just covering over brokers for traders that are just beginning. Also risk and reward, and also share size you should look for, especially when you start trading, what share size you should go for, and also how much that share size, like how much in the dollar movement is going to occur every cent. Now for myself and other traders, maybe more experienced, if you have 100 shares, it goes up 100, or if it goes up a dollar, cannot talk tonight. I think the wine got to me. It'd be $100. So every cent would be $1. If you have 1,000 shares, every cent would be $10. So it's kind of just, you know, basically in my head of how much I'm risking. So if I'm looking at a trade, I want to get in 2,000 shares. I'm risking 20 cents. Oh man, I love real estate. Okay, actually I'm getting the big, is that 300? Is that 300? Mr. Whiskers. Mr. Whiskers, it is 300. Holy shit. All right, get the big ball out for this one. Damn. Ooh. If I didn't have hair on my chest before that, I definitely do now. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. No, no, don't start trolling. And we go back to $2.99 and we go back to 300. I already took the drink for that. Oh. Not GDT? Thank you so, you know, I'll take a drink for that. Thank you for the $10 towards my bell, which will happen sooner or later. I'm not sure when I'm actually going to go, but you know, I have to start the fun now because it could easily happen. So here we go. That was too, that was too much. Okay. Thank you so much for the donation. Thank you for the 300, not GDT. Okay. Oh. Your subscriber list is squeeze and wait for a breakout. Yeah. I better switch it over before something happens. Okay. Wait. There we go. Okay. But yeah, so how much movement's going to occur? But you just definitely want to memorize that. You know, if you're going in a certain amount of shares, because when you're starting out, 100 shares could be a good amount. I mean, 20 cents can easily move depending on the stock that you're looking at. So if you're down $20, how mentally prepared are you for that? If you see down $20, are you just going to get out of the trade and not let it ride out? A lot of people say, hey, I make a lot of money in my demo account, but when I switch over to my real account, I just can't make anything. And that's because with the demo account, there's no emotion attached to it. You could put in 20,000 shares and who cares? It doesn't matter. It's not real. So if you make $20,000, cool. If you don't, then who cares? But when you go to a live account, you know that's your hard-earned money in there. And it really changes it up. What would you say is the best strategy in growing a TradeNet intro account? All right, Mark. So let's see, the best strategy. Well, I mean, like the overall strategy, everyone's going to have their own strategy when it comes to trading. If you're a reversal trader, a momentum trader, however, really. Now, the best strategy would be, it also depends on your share size, how familiar are you with the market, how comfortable are you to risk. This is actually something I was talking on earlier. With a $500 account, you have $14,000 you can trade with. That's wild. When I had my intro account, I made it $700 in a week. Now, granted, I did end up blowing that account, but it's so much easier compared to SureTrader, where you only had $3,000 in buying power with that $500 initial investment. Now, the best strategy to go about would be, goodness, let's see, the best strategy. I mean, you definitely want to cut your losses, let your winners run, and then cut your losses quick. You always want to have a mental stop. Now, using hard stops, I rarely do that. I did it last time, the whole $900 video. I had to put in a hard stop because my laptop was about to die, and I didn't want anything crazy to happen. But you always want to have a mental stop. Now, when we think about it, where do people put their hard stops? They're normally putting their hard stops normally at the bottom. Let me see if I can find an example here. Let's go over, I don't know, let's go right here. Let's say your hard stop is right above 148.21, and you see it go down. Okay, it doesn't hit, it goes down, and you have this huge squeeze right here. A lot of people are going to have their stop orders right there, and that's what causes, somehow I had an English accent for a second, how it causes this short squeeze, because all those stop orders are being eliminated. They're basically being taken out. This huge squeeze, and then of course it levels off and goes back down. So I'm definitely against any type of hard stop. Follow the plan. Many traders don't follow their own plan, like stop loss. That's true. That really is true. Some people, I mean, I actually had a video where a gentleman, he was trading, he lost $1,500. It's not hilarious. It was hilarious to watch him. But basically what happened was the stock went up. It was going up how he wanted it to, and then it pulls back down. And he's like, okay, I'll stay in the trade. It looks like it has good support here. And then next thing you know, it pulls down $1 on him, basically immediately. So he didn't hold true to his mental stop he initially had. He thought if he held it a little bit longer, maybe it'd work out for him. And you can't do that. There's thousands of stocks to trade within the market. So if you're not having, if one's really being difficult for you, there's thousands of others. And if you have, the rule that I have is 3 losses in a row. If I'm trading, I have a loss, crap, I have 3 losses in a row, then it's not happening for me today. And I just call it a day. There's always tomorrow. And trust me, when you're caught up in the moment, like, hey, oh crap, I'm down. No, I can win that back. You're probably not going to. You may up your share size thinking, hey, if I just have one really good trade, I can make all my money back. It may happen, but normally it's not going to. And that's just where the discipline kicks in. Can you stop when you're down? Because there's been times where I was down and I didn't stop, unfortunately. I mean, it happens to everybody. Let's say I was down like $200. I kept trading, and now I'm down $800. I'm like, oh, crap. And then the next day, I make $600. I'm like, if I would have stopped when I lost $200, I'd be up $400 with those 2 days. But now I'm still down $200 because I want to be a dumb insert blank. Would you take out margin account to trade? Was that a penny stock? Was which one a penny stock? And also a margin account to trade. Are you so like, I mean, TradeNet would basically be coined as a margin account. You don't have buy power. You do have buying power, but it's not to the basis of SureTrader where they send out a list and some of the stocks you may be looking at are restricted buying power. With TradeNet, I don't have to worry about that. I have 14,000, or in my case, 240,000 that I can trade with, and I don't have to worry about some stocks being restricted like I would with other brokers like SureTrader or however. But yeah, whichever one was the penny stock. Give this wine one more try. Nope, still bad. Okay. All right. Okay, I'll just move on. So, let's see. What else did I have? Okay, risk reward is another thing that I wanted to talk over. Whenever you do a trade, whenever you take a trade, you always want your risk reward to be 1-1. Basically meaning if I'm risking 20 cents, I want to make 20 cents. If I consistently hold that, I don't have to worry about one trade, it just goes, it's crazy. But then my next trade, I have 1-1. You always want to make sure that, and another thing that some traders do is they want 3-1. I was actually watching a trader. His idea is he wants 3-1 win, like risk reward, 3-1. Maybe a little more difficult with 3-1, depending on the size of the stock. But you're gonna have really close. You're not gonna be able to let the stock breathe. That's a big thing. Depending on the size, I mean, you could run into short squeezes. So basically, I mean, this could possibly be coined as a short squeeze right here. It goes all the way up to a low of about $148, and then goes up to 148.30, breaking through this line right here. As you can see, the line was over here as well. This could be a short squeeze, getting you out right here. If you have a 3-to-1, you have a really, really tight stop. And then also, depending on how much the stock's actually pulled back up from all the buying pressure or selling pressure, depending if you're a bull or a bear, I mean, you would want to have a lot of reward available to you. That could be more hard to find. How about your friend? About your friend lost money, 1K was at a penny stock. Are you talking about the one that, like, the lose $800, that whole story I had? I mean, if it is regarding, like, the story where I was down 200, then I was down 800 or however, I don't believe it was a penny stock. I normally don't trade penny stocks for myself. Now, I do have a challenge. I think I've announced this last time. In January, I'm starting with a small account, and I'm going to build it up from there. Unfortunately, I got with TradeNet, and I said, hey, I need an intro account. I need to start this challenge. So just give me the intro account, and I'll work from there. They said, hell no, we're not giving you an intro account. And I'm, you know, what the hell? So I might have to go with another broker. Unfortunately, I'm very used to TradeNet. And I do love CFDs. I mean, even with a smaller account, you know, it's still nice to have the ability to buy in, sell out, basically getting filled immediately. But they won't sell me an account, so I don't know. All right, Dennis. How to determine what risk reward is best for you? Determined by your account size, determined by the stock. Okay, yeah, that's definitely a good question. The way that I look at risk reward, let me see if I can find just a real quick example. Here, let's just go to the beginning of the day. This is normally what I trade. So we'll work our way over here. There we go. Okay, so what do we have here? 151. Okay, that didn't even break. Okay, so like, let's say that I get into the stock. The biggest things that you want to look for is, yeah, your account size definitely is dependent on it. Now, depending on how much margin you have, with TradeNet, of course, you have the $14,000 for the $500 account. But they do have a stop, like, if you lose $700, it blows up your account. You definitely want to keep that in mind. And then also with other brokers, it's about the same thing, really. Now, if I was risking, let's say I get into this right here at 151, let's just say 151, and my stop loss is 151.50. I have 50 cents that I'm risking. Now, of course, this isn't really proportional, but let's just say this was the high. I didn't want to break the high again. I get into it, 50 cents. Now, based on your account size, how many shares would you feel comfortable getting into with a 50-cent stop loss? Now, that's why with myself, I always wait for a pullback. Now, of course, this did pull back up. It did open, let's see, right here. It opened right here. It came down. And then at one point, it came up here. So it did have a pullback of some sort. But with 50 cents, how much would you be willing to risk? Now, if you had 100 shares, that'd be $50. If you had 1,000 shares, then it would be $500. Now, that's something that I do keep in mind, because I also want to think about, okay, how much do I think this could actually go down? Do I think that this could, you know, break the low that was made here? So if I got into a trade here, I mean, this one did create a new low. So was I thinking at the beginning when I got into this trade, I want this to break a new low. I will not get out of this trade till it breaks a new low, which isn't always the route you want to go. Because sometimes you're not going to get your one-to-one. It's just not going to happen. And you have to be smart of thinking, should I hold this? Am I going to get my one-to-one? And sometimes you just need to get out of the trade. And I've been in that situation before. You know, maybe I was risking $400 and I only made $250, but it ended up spiking on me. I could have lost thousands. So, you know, you want to get the one-to-one, because if you consistently get a one-to-one, or even if you lose a one-to-one, you're still staying in that percentile that you want to be. You don't want to make 1-to-1, then you lose 3-to-1. It's just, it's not going to be good. You could be 85% on the month of green days, but if you have one day that just blows it out of the water, it doesn't matter if you're 85% or 90%. You just want to keep that in perspective. Now, of course, when we're looking at bigger stocks like this, you always want to keep in mind there's spreads. Right here, it's 156.21, or I'm sorry, 146.21, 146.50. So you have a 29-cent spread. 1,000 shares means if I get into this trade, I'm automatically down $290. You always want to keep that in mind. That's a big thing. What's your end goal? Is to make millions or something? Are you doing this full-time or part-time? Okay, so my end goal is truly just to help people. Some people don't believe me. That's fine. I actually had a Skype session with a gentleman today, almost, and it was really cool. You know, he asked me some questions. I let him know there's no charge. Really, anyone can schedule anything with me. If you want me to look over your trades, if you just have questions for me, you know, I'm more than happy to ask. I do this part-time. I do have a full-time job, and that's when I trade the basically the first 10 to 15 minutes. If I'm not trading the first 10 to 15 minutes, then I'm probably not going to be trading. And that's fine. You don't have to trade every single day. There's been days where Garage Day Trader, he didn't trade, and I respect that. I respect that more than him just trying to get a trade in so everyone can watch it. You really just want to be smart, you know, and then also, you know, how are you going to be able to control your emotions? Everyone wants to get a trade in. Trust me, you do. But not taking a trade shows that you really have restraint, and that's what really impresses me. Now, one thing that, you know, I reached out to my design buddy, and he said, hey, you know, I told him, you know, people, you know, I want to be big like the other traders, and they have all these courses and stuff. And, you know, maybe I should start doing the courses. And this is something I brought up to him. And he said, you know, I got you, man. I can make this design for you. And, you know, we could push it on different social medias. You know, and I said, cool, you know, we'll do that. So this is what he made for me. I haven't really taken a look at it. Right here, one-time offer for only 59 easy payments of $39.99. I love you long time. What the hell? Okay, well, I should have looked that over a little bit more. But yeah, so that was basically what we were talking about. But you know, maybe one day I'll go full time, and you know, really be able to focus. My end goal is, yeah, doing this full time, but being able to be more immersed into the trading society. As far as, you know, really being in the chat room with Garage Day Trader. Sometimes I just can't make it, unfortunately. But, you know, I really do try to give my input when it comes to the Discord channel, which I definitely check that out as well. His Discord, there's a lot of, you know, really intelligent people in there. I mean, they give me stock picks of what they're looking at, and, you know, a lot of them are really good. I've made a good amount of profit off them. So highly recommended. Okay, so what else we got? Risk reward, broker. Let's see. So one thing that I do look at, and this is at the end of the day for myself. Now every broker is going to have their own thing. Actually, let me go over, and this is just a spoiler alert. Yes, SureTrader is the one that I have selected. Why'd you do, Jonathan? Why'd you select SureTrader when you said they suck? Well, like I said, TradeNet said no. We're not giving you an intro account, and maybe they're smart to do it. I don't know. They could have been. So this is my account. I put in $600. Now, the thing that I kind of forgot about is the fees for SureTrader are crazy. They're crazy. Their platform fees are crazy. For me to even get level 2, this whole montage right here, I have to pay, it's like $109 a month. $109 a month. TradeNet is only like, I think it's like $6 a month. They just take it out here, $6. This is $109. Now, one thing I love about SureTrader. Okay, GDT. So not GDT. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Let me get the Let me get the drink out. Who is this? Oh, it doesn't get easier. Thank you for that, whoever you are. So not GDT and not... I don't know what the next one's going to be, but I do appreciate that. That's awesome. But yeah, Shirt Trader. Shirt Trader is the account. I will start... Might have to be before January, because I have $600 right now in equity. But the thing is, once it hits January 1st, they're taking my platform fees. I'm going to be down to $491. That means no more 6-to-1. There's not much you can do with less than $500 in the stock market, unfortunately. Now, of course, you could play the penny stocks, but I'll be able to use 100 shares, maybe 125 shares. But with penny stocks, that's not a lot of movement. I would be expecting possibly certain K1. Thank you so much for joining the Wolf Pack. Where's Mr. Kitty at? Mr. Kitty, we just hit 301 subscribers. Another drink. This is you, Mr. Kitty. 301. Okay. Okay, nice. Back to where we were. But yeah, there's not much you can do with less than $500 in the stock market. That's why all these brokers are giving you 6-to-1. I believe it's not trading. Colmex gives you 20-to-1. I think with Garage Day Trader they actually give you more than that. The platform that he uses, Lightspeed. But don't quote me on that. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, so I'm excited. Also with Shirt Trader, what I've done in the past, well, a year ago when I was actually with Shirt Trader, is trading pre and post market. Now, as you know, with Patrick Wieland, he does pre-market, and he's really good at it. I have to admit, I can't hate on the guy because that's something a lot of people don't do. Just like with me trading, the first candlestick or trading the power hour, the last hour market. Not a lot of people are going to do it. Now, that doesn't mean that we're experts in the market. It just means that's what we've tailored our trading to. But, I'm definitely excited to get back into the pre-market because basically I can wake up before I go into my day job and possibly get a trade in. So that would be nice as well. Oh, GDT. It's only 4-to-1? Really? I thought Lightspeed was... Oh, okay. Wow. Well, definitely props to you. Jeez. Huh. Okay. Oh, okay. I had no idea about that. Thank you. How's that working out for you? Are you enjoying... oh, man, the drinking. Are you enjoying that platform? I have to say, it's really impressive. If you guys haven't seen Garage Day Trader with his new platform, he'll get into his order, and then before he even touches when he's going to exit it, he already has that order lined up. So if he shorts it at $10, he puts in, that he wants to get out at, $9.90 or however. I mean, he already puts it in, and once it touches, then he gets out of trade. It's really impressive because if you were to set that and it doesn't touch it and it spikes up on you, then you lost profit that you could have gained. So definitely props to you for that one. But yeah, definitely excited about Shirt Trader. I've set up my charts the way that I have my charts set up, and I have this huge ass clock here. Am I allowed to say ass? Yeah, I am. Okay, yeah, this huge ass clock right here. I just put it there because it fills space, and I didn't really have anything else I needed to put there. I guess I can make my time and sales bigger, but no, it's fine how it is. But I have my 5-minute I use up here. My 5-minute, also the daily is what I use up here. Now this chart is specifically 1 minute. I never change this from 1 minute. So even if I go past, 9:35 Eastern Standard Time, I'll switch this over to the 5-minute. I always annotate what the daily is. Now the big thing that I look for is the low of the previous day. I always annotate that in my montage So when I'm looking at it, I have it right here. I can look at it. I have my 5-minute chart right here, and I have my 1-minute chart right here. Now, of course, it's going to take a little bit to get used to. There's different mechanics as far as controlling this. It just looks a little different, feels a little different. And also, I do have, can't even think. I have the ability to persuade the market one way or the other with the share size I'm using. Now, of course, with $6,000 in buying power, or I'm sorry, 3,000, I'm not going to have too much influence, but it still is worth something. Did I see? Yes. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. No. Trust me. I'm upset, but it was really. Do I go with TradeNet, which said they won't let me do it, or do I go with SureTrader that I've used in the past and I am comfortable with? So that's really what it came down to. Also, I know a lot of other people, a lot of new traders are using SureTrader. And this is basically, I mean, this is a great challenge for me because not only am I paying these outrageous platform fees, I'm also paying these crazy commissions. I mean, it's truly wild. Now, I don't know how this challenge is going to go for me. I could blow it up. Who knows? I could blow up this account. But of course, I'm going to log every single day. You guys will see the progress as we go. Now, as we know with Ross Cameron, he did this challenge the same. And once he made $25,000 within this account, then he went over to Lightspeed. So I definitely don't recommend this if you do have a large amount of margin you can throw into the market. I definitely do not recommend SureTrader whatsoever, just because the commissions are crazy. The platform fee is just ridiculous. I've noticed that there are a lot of issues when it comes to it. As far as the SureTrader platform, if they're not doing an update on the platform, then they're doing some type of restriction on the buying power. It's just really a bunch of BS. But yeah, it'll definitely be a good challenge for me, and I'm excited to see how it goes because using $240,000 in margin, it's not difficult. I have a lot of stocks I can trade. I could trade Amazon. I could trade Google. I could trade whatever really. But with this account, this small account, you're basically looking at the penny stocks, and those are very difficult because the movement is so sporadic. I mean, you don't have industrial traders in there. You just have a lot of beginning and novice traders looking at penny stocks. There could also be crazy spikes because hey, some guy saw this penny stock that's $1 or $2, and he wants to throw his life savings into it. And there's a lot of spikes like that in penny stocks, and it can just be very sporadic. So Dennis, I'm in the middle of lowering my commissions with TD Ameritrade. Someone in the Discord mentioned they asked and lowered his commissions from. Oh wow, yeah, and see that's another thing. That is one thing. Is SureTrader does have the ability to lower your commissions. They do. Now, beginning out, it's $0.01 a share, which 1,000 shares, $10. Promise you it's not the best because with SureTrader, 1,000 in, 1,000 out, $20. With TradeNet, 1,000 in, 1,000 out, $12. And trust me, if you're trading a large amount of shares, that adds up real quick. But you do have the ability to lower it. If you trade so many shares, I think it's a month, they lower it down to, I think, 0.0075 or however. But the thing with me is I trade the market open. I trade one trade, boom, and I'm done. That's all I need. I can make 400, 500, however, and I'm done. I don't have a large amount of shares that I trade because I really don't need to. Garage Day Trader, short one share of Tesla. Yeah, 695 is wild, and that is crazy that. Yep. Yeah, that is crazy that when you get into a trade, no matter the share size, you will have the $6.95 as Garage Day Trader touched on. Very true. How come you didn't get a TradeNet account? I have one. That's definitely a good point. Why didn't I get trade? Trust me, if I could get a TradeNet account, another one, I would. I emailed them and I said, I want to get an intro account. I'm doing a challenge on YouTube. I need an intro account. And they said, you don't need one. There's no use for you having a TradeNet account. I'm going to email them again just to see maybe if they change their mind. I don't know why they'd be so apprehensive to give me, and I will pay for your intro account. But they said that I had no need for it. I have the pro package. I don't have a need for the intro. So I got everything set up with SureTrader, and hey, if they give me an intro account, I promise you I will pull it out of SureTrader, but until then I'm kind of stuck. Nick, how's it going? Good to see you, man. Email them and ask why they suck with their fills. Are you talking about TradeNet? You know, there is so much controversy when it comes to SureTrader, when it comes to TradeNet. There truly is. If you've seen my video on TradeNet, there's a lot. But truly, it really comes down to what works for you. And also, we have to remember, when you're bypassing the PTT, basically the rule where you can only take so many trades within a 5-day period, I think it's 3, you're limited. It's basically, beggars can't be choosers. You're now people say, hey, the commissions are high, all this, but they know you're going to pay for it. If there was only, one place you could go eat within your city, they could charge wherever they want because they know you will go there. You will pay for it. That's just like going to a movie theater. You're paying $10 for popcorn. They know you're going to pay for it because what's a movie without popcorn? So it really just comes down pros and cons. Of course, SureTrader, I love how you can withdraw anytime you want. There's been times, when I actually trade with them where I made $800 and then I had the ability to withdraw whenever I wanted. I didn't have to wait till the end of the month, like with SureTrader or with a TradeNet, and they didn't take a portion of my profits. And that really does eat at it, depending on the account size that you have. Now, it's actually funny with TradeNet. I said I need the intro account, and they said, well, we could upgrade you to the basically the account that costs $15,000. I believe it's the intern. It's not, maybe the junior. But they said we can upgrade you to that. I'm like, I don't want to be upgraded. I want this account. So, let's see. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Garage Day Trader is right. I mean, $6.95 is a good amount. It truly is. But again, we're not going to have the best brokers until we get until we're able to fill that rule, the regulation that's been put in place for day traders. Unfortunately, it really comes down to that. Yeah. But I definitely enjoy watching the Garage Day Trader with his trading. I mean, it's awesome. He's definitely. I mean, I really respect the guy. I truly do. If you guys haven't seen like my past videos or really whatever, I do a lot of shout outs to him, and that's just because he gave me the opportunity to, really develop into what you see right now. A lot of people wouldn't take a chance on some random guy that does these stupid intros, but he did, and I will always be thankful for that. I truly will. Thank you so much. Let's see where we're at. So I touched on risk reward on the different brokers. If you guys have, I can't lose power and make $9. Yeah, if you guys have any questions on the broker, really whatever, this is whatever questions you want to ask me. I love being able to just really open this up, open forum. You can ask whatever questions, if you want any advice. Also, if you ever want to set up any type of Skype session or however with me, it's free of charge. I don't charge anything. I did have the banner created for me. That I will love you long time. I will love you very long time for 59 easy payments of $39.99. But I will love you like no other, truly. So just keep that in mind. I do appreciate it. Open up the alcohol. I got it. It's right here. It's right here. I can't see it. Also, I have the pimp cup. Of course, I have that. You know, I'm prepared. Hey, Trade Monkey, how's it going? Yeah, so that's the idea right now for my challenge beginning in January. Well, possibly. Hey, it might even be next week because I have to pay for these platform fees, and if I lose my 6-to-1, I don't know how that's going to go. But yeah, I do have SureTrader right now. Now, of course, I've used them in the past, so I already had my account and everything. But if TradeNet will let me buy an intro account, then I will definitely go with TradeNet because it's going to be more easy to build up the accounts. You may ask why they do the profit sharing. They do the profit sharing when you're withdrawing. They don't do the profit sharing if you're upgrading your account. Now, this was when I was upgrading my accounts. It may have changed. But if you make, you know, however, I think it's $2,500 to upgrade to the next one. If you have $2,500 of profits, you can tell them, hey, I want to upgrade my account. Just take my profits out of my account. And they'll do that. And that's why it'd be more easy than being with SureTrader, paying the crazy platform fees, the commission fees, all this craziness. So that's basically what that is. I asked my wife and she said no to your deal. I may have missed. What's the deal? Yeah, Dennis. I had to. You know me. I gotta liven it up somehow. But yeah. For the easy payments, though, I thought that was fair. I mean, it's pretty low to me. Yeah. I'll give you a discount, Garage Day Trader. I give you a discount. We'll cut those 59 payments into like 49 payments. So, you know, that's the deal that I give you. And I think it's a steal. And then, like I said, this is limited time offer. So if you don't take it now, I'm going to throw some FOMO at you. You might not get this offer ever again. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, so this was the account right here. I'll probably keep it like this. I might switch this around. Not quite sure why I have the huge clock there. Let's get out of this. Dennis. I should do five easy payments. All right, Trade Monkey. Thanks for tuning in, man. Take care. How do you determine your crazy entries? That's a really good question. Definitely a good question. Let's see. Let's go to TVIX. Now this is one I traded. I think it was Thursday. So let's go over to the 13th. Okay. Oh yeah, and I have these lines from Alyssa. So okay, now TVIX is a very interesting one. Of course, it's just the reciprocal of the SPY, the S&P 500. But this was one that I had traded. Now, what I look for, and I'm always looking for the previous day's low. That's the first thing I look for. What's the previous day's low? Now, at this time, we're looking at the 13th. So, actually, let's see. Was it the 12th or the 13th? Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. Boom. We are live. All right, let me take a look real quick. Okay, I believe it was the 12th. It must have been the 12th because let me. Okay, sorry about that. Here we go. Okay, I look for the previous day's low. That's the first thing I look for. In this case, it helps me not at all, because the 12th is right here. The 11th, it doesn't help me. The previous day's low, 48.61, it doesn't help me. It's already broken it. So that was out the window. What I'm looking for are huge pushes and momentum breaking a high. Also, what I touched in my video was basically false breaks. Always remember false breaks. I promise you this will help you, because with a false break, that means when bulls are trading, that's basically what I'm looking for. I'm thinking in the mind of a bull because I'm a shorter. So what I'm looking for is, obviously bulls want the high to break. And when they want the high to break, they want people to join in with them. And that makes sense. But when we have false breaks, that means, yeah, the high's breaking, but no one's joining in. They're just getting a nice little push, and that's it. And that just shows weakness to me. And with weakness, I feed off of it in the market as a shorter, because I believe weakness is very strong. Even greed can be strong, but with stocks that were down, now of course it says that it's up. This is because that's an analysis from Friday. But because it was down, I knew shorters were watching it. Shorters are watching for it. But when we look, there's a huge gap right here from close to open. And because it's going down the pre-market, once the market opens, once the stock opens, I know shorters are taking profits. People that bought it yesterday right here, they're buying here. That's another place that we have buying. People that are reaching out to their banks, they're calling it in. Hey, I want to buy whatever at this price or however. They're buying it. There's a bunch of buying taking place. I actually did trade the first minute candle just because I saw it was moving a certain way. It's just something I've become very accustomed to. So basically, I'm watching it. I traded it, and I said, hey, I want to trade this more. Now, when we look here, the high is, if we look on the left-hand side, 49.98. That's the high. Here's the high, 50.06, 50.09. Those are very small pushes. That means there's no strength in these pushes. Yeah, the stock's going up. A lot of people would see this, hey, it's a nice steady trend going up. It's a nice steady trend going up, but the shorters are wanting it. I want this to push higher. I want this to push higher because I want more profit. If I were to short it right here, yeah, if we look at the overall, yeah, if I shorted it here, I would have made this little bit of profit. But I want it to push up. I want the bulls and all the buyers to get out. And I want to short it up here, and I want to ride it all the way down. So basically, when I'm seeing these small breaks, now over here we have 50.32. That was a nice break. We have 50.34, 2 cent break. Then we have 50.37, 3 cent break. These small breaks are telling me, dude, this is a weak stock. Now, of course, this is the recluse. It's the opposite of the S&P. You could go off of that as well. But what it's showing me is it's the same thing on the other side of the trade with the S&P. Now, because this is having small breaks, the S&P is having small losses. So then I'm seeing it, whenever it pushes to a high, whenever there's a very small, like a very strong push, especially when it's not, another thing that you want to look for is this stock, is it going up, and is it basically leveling itself off, all the buyers are getting together, and then it has a strong push? Or is this thing coming from all the way down here and pushing through? I mean, you want to see if it's actually going to consolidate before it pushes. If it doesn't consolidate before it pushes to a new high, then it's going to pull back a good amount. It's because all those pushes, all those buy orders are going through one time, and it breaks through. If you ever see a stock set a low and have this huge spike in one candle that hits a high, that means all those buy orders are coming in at one time. It's becoming very overextended. There is no consolidation. It's basically all these orders coming in. You want to short that. I always short the top of those. And about 95% of the time, I'm going to make profit. And that's just how that is. Now, of course, my laptop did die on me for this. But I saw it coming up. I saw the breaks. We also have a break here, 50.43. So we had 37.43. Now we have a big push right here. We have a high of 50.67 and then 65 right here. Now, as we look right here, now if we looked at the whole picture, right here, this is a huge gap. I mean, it's huge. But with this gap right here, I mean, we're basically closing it. And another thing, even if I wasn't looking at the low of day, what I was looking at is, what is a shorter going to think? What am I wanting to see in my daily chart? I see a huge wicking candle right here. I see a push down. Now at the time, this hadn't broken this right here, this low of 48.61. It hadn't been broken. But in my mind, I wanted this candle to break it, and it did break it. As we see, we got a nice push all the way down here. I didn't hold it that long, but I did make a good amount of profit. So that's where a lot of people, they don't understand, why are you shorting stocks that are going up? This is the reason, because it's pulling back. It's not technically going up. It's not going to break from red to green. Now, if it did break from red to green, I wouldn't be in the stock, because then it just becomes it's so unpredictable at that point. I don't trade it. I like stocks that are down about 10, 15%. And I like that pullback. I want all those buyers to get out. I want the buyers to be successful. I want them to break the highs. Because every time they break a new high, I have the ability to add to my short. And also, in the long run, I have more ability to have more profit. Because, yeah, I could have shorted here and made a little bit of profit. Or I could let the bulls can have their fun. They can have a whole carnival right now. But at the end of the day, I'm going to take the profit. And that's basically how that goes. Do you use technical analysis? So actually what I have here is Alyssa. She uses pivot points. I have never used pivot points, but it could possibly, I could possibly look into it. I know she's very familiar with it. The only things I use are just the EMA and the VWAP. I keep it very simple. I use my 1 minute chart right here, and I switch from a 5 minute. So we had the 5 minute, let me go back some, 5 minute all the way to the daily. So those are the ones that I use. I keep it very simple. I truly do. Because when I first started trading, I only had, and still to this day, I don't have a lot of time in the market. Garage Day Trader, I'm sorry. I would love to be in your chat room every single day. Trust me, I would love to. And I truly appreciate the ability that you've given me to join you. But honestly, sometimes I just can't make it. It really does. It breaks my heart. It really does. Because I love to be in the chat room with you guys. I love trading with other traders. We're such a small community. It's hard to find other people that share our passion. But sometimes I just don't have the ability to, and I'm truly sorry for that. I really am. Let's see. Okay, but yeah, that was my crazy entries for you. That's how I determine them. You just want to keep in mind, the stock's down. There will be a pullback. There's always going to be buyers. And when we look at how much has occurred in the pre-market, how much has gone down, with every downside, there will be an upside. And that's basically what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the bulls to get out of the stock so I can take over and get the profits where I want. So that's basically where my style comes from. Now, with my whole averaging type deal, I only average more shares when the stock breaks the high. With Clay Trader, he does it differently. He doesn't wait for the highs to break. Maybe he does. I'm not quite sure what he does. But for me, I wait for the high to break. And when the high breaks, I add to my shares. I had 200 plus 200 plus 400. That I added 3 times to this trade, had 800 shares, and made a little over $1 movement with it. Let's see. Oh, so it's actually funny. Before my laptop died right here, I was going to add 2,000 shares. I know it sounds funny because I'm looking in retrospect, but I did have 2,000 because I said, honestly, in my head, I said, if it breaks this high, I'm getting out of the trade. It's not happening because it had so many false breaks and it actually had a nice push. When I saw this right here is breaking this candle right here. And then also, of course, when it goes past the VWAP, that's a good indicator that, you know, the buyers have had their fun and it's my turn. How much is your chat room? Yeah, cheap and easy. Honestly, I highly recommend anyone join his chat room. I am surprised. I'm honestly surprised that it's so cheap. I'm not saying I get no commission off it. I don't get any commission. But it's crazy because what you see is basically what you're seeing right now. You see a head, and you see this whole chart. You see exactly what he's doing. It's not like when I was in a chat room, it was a Skype. Basically, you log into Skype, and it would say, buy AMD at whatever, sell at whatever. And maybe the other person was making the trade. I don't know, but they just made the alerts. And that was actually $500 a month. Garage Day Trader is $10. $10. That's one trip to McDonald's. You can sacrifice that. But yeah, you actually get to watch him. And the thing is, with chat rooms, with trading rooms, what occurs is, especially with momentum traders, that's the biggest one. You could have 200, 300 people in your chat room. I promise you, the guy that's giving you the alert to buy at $3, I promise you, he bought in at $2.80, and he's telling everybody to buy in at $3. Because yeah, you want to get that whole number break. You want to get that whole dollar break. He buys in at $2.80, but he says buy it at $3. I promise you, when it hits $3 and that whole chat room is buying it and it pushes up like crazy, one, he's taking profits before he even types I'm taking profits or whatever. And you may even get stuck in it. So always be wary of that. There's a reason why these momentum traders are making a lot of money, is because they're initiating these movements. So yeah, just be very careful with Garage Day Trader. I mean, you're seeing exactly what he's doing. He's not saying buy at a certain price, sell a certain. He's saying, hey, I'm looking at this stock. You can also ask him questions just like we are now. You know, hey, look at this stock for me. What do you think of this stock? You know, however, that's a hell of a deal for $10. I'm surprised it's not more expensive. You know, but that's you know, really whatever he wants to do, and I support him 100%. So. No commission for comb overs. The power of the comb over. I hope you guys enjoyed that intro. I love the intro. I don't know if Patrick's seen it or not, but it was nothing against him. I just think it's funny. Sometimes you just gotta have fun with it. It's not about attacking other people or whatever. It's just about having fun, you know. So I thought it was funny as hell. Sometimes I actually watch my intros because I get a good kick out of them. I have to say, the one where I'm all dressed up and fancy, that's such a cringe for me. Every time I watch it, I'm just like, oh God, why did I do that? But it's still funny to watch. I get a good laugh out of it. Just, I already have an idea for Monday, which will be really funny, but you know, it just, because trading's already so stressful. It can be very stressful. Of course, the more, like, you know, the more that you get into it, the more that you do it, you'll be more comfortable. When I first started trading, I mean, I was shaking the whole time. I'm just like, but after a while, you know, you'll feel more comfortable. And I just feel like the funny intros, you know, I like to be humorous. I like just to have a good laugh because, you know, at the end of the day, yeah, we're all traders. We're all wanting to make profit. But, you know, laughter is the best medicine. In my opinion, it is. Wikipedia says a comb over is the hairstyle worn by bald or balding men. Yeah, I'm not balding yet, but I would not be surprised. Give me like a year or two. You know, I'm surprised. I'm 26 and I'm not balding. So I'm sure the gray hair is going to come in. I'll probably put on like 200 pounds. And, you know, I'm not going to be gorgeous like I was. And maybe you guys will still love me. But I promise you, even if I do gain all that weight, this still holds true. I will love you long time for 59 easy payments. Okay, I got to stop that. Oh, jeez. But yeah, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, let me know. Looks like we're going on an hour and a half. I swear the last live stream was 2.5 hours. I couldn't believe it. It just, the time flew by. I believe we were all just having so much fun. You know, yeah, time just flew by and damn. But I truly appreciate everybody joining the live stream. I really do. You know, it's awesome to have so many people watching it. You know, I'm just so thrilled that even one person would want to watch this. You know, it truly does mean a lot to me. You know, I'm really here to help anybody however I can. You know, it's not all about money. It's really not. And for me, trading, it's really not all about the profit. And that sounds weird to some people. You know, it should be about the profit. But trust me, I would rather execute a beautiful trade and only make $300 than be in a trade and like I don't know which way it's going to go, and oh crap, you know, I executed the wrong thing and somehow make $500. That just, because it just starts the day off crappy. And you know, I'd rather have just a textbook trade, a beautiful trade. And that's really what I'm doing. Is I'm not investing in these stocks. I give a crap less about these stocks. You know, I'm investing in, you know, a brighter future, truly. A brighter future, and you know, just really how confident am I in myself, you know, when I do execute these. That looks like a cheap Walmart Mardi Gras cup. This was actually, I think you guys can see it. This was from medieval times. A king once had this cup. You believe that? And he crowned me, and he gave it to me, and I use it. So no, it's not Mardi Gras. It's medieval times. So check it out. It's a good time. LoneWolf, is it? If I fail as a day trader, can I be your butler? I'm sure we could think of something, Chris. I do appreciate that. But butler. I really don't know what you could. I try to keep my place as clean as possible. You know, I just have like a small apartment. I can't complain. It's nice. As Garage Day Trader knows, housing is expensive in Maryland. This is expensive. This apartment alone is $2,000 a month. Shit's crazy. Can I say that word? Probably not, but that's fine. Practice trading with demo. My goal is to make $3 million at the end of. Wow, that's a lot of money. I've never used a demo account, to be completely honest. The only time I've used a demo account was trading Forex, just to get my feet wet. I had no idea what I was doing. As far as the stock market, I've never used a demo account. I mean, if I really wanted to, if I wanted to be like that, I could use a demo account for TradeNet and make thousands, and you guys would love me even more, I guess. But I don't do that. You know, I keeps it real one day at a time. So, you know, there's been a lot of controversy with other day traders. Do they use demo accounts? However, but I just never did it, and I wish I did when I started trading. You know, my first day I lost $600 like an idiot. So I highly recommend anybody starting day trading, please use a paper trading account. Now, don't use one for years. Do not use one for years, because if you do that, the emotion isn't going to set in. But you definitely want to use a paper trading account just to start, get an idea of, okay, you know, the spreads, how much like movement there are with the different stocks. Also, one thing people see, you know, stocks normally use 1 cent momentum, like 1 cent movements. There's actually some stocks out there that use 5-cent tickers, which you can make a lot of profit off of, but they're more risky. So just learning little things like that. So yeah, highly recommend paper trading. Need to fill it. Oh, wait a second. Come to Houston, it's cheap. I've actually been considering moving back down to Tennessee. I'm originally from Tennessee. I may not sound like it, which is a good thing. When I first left Tennessee, I just, you know, I couldn't do the accent anymore. You know, it might be cool on some people. It just wasn't really fitting me. So, but Tennessee, it's very cheap. Basically, an apartment equivalent to what I have would be about $500, $600 down there, which is very nice. Now, of course, with, you know, your jobs, you're going to get paid less, but, you know, it's not bad. I mean, if you look at houses here, 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom, we're looking at about, I mean, it's maybe 600,000 or 700,000, 500,000, depending on how the location, of course, and then, you know, other amenities in the area. With Tennessee, I mean, you're looking at maybe 300,000 for just a very large plot of land and a beautiful house. So, did you trade crypto? I did trade crypto. I haven't traded it recently. It was funny. I was into day trading. Was I? Yeah, I had just gotten back from overseas, and someone came up to me. They said, "You trade, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they said, "Did you have Bitcoin?" And I'm like, "No." and that's when I got into crypto, because I was like, what is Bitcoin? What is this? And I actually went through Coinbase and I bought, I think, like $200 of Litecoin and like $300 of Ethereum, or however you say it. And then the next morning I woke up and I had $900 in my account. So I'm like, this isn't bad. Now, of course, crypto's crashed like crazy. I was part of a coins marketing team, which was pretty cool. You know, but it's really died down. I still watch it. I would love Litecoin to bottom out. I think it's possibly getting close. Just my opinion. I wouldn't say go out and buy a bunch of Litecoin. I know Patrick was, I don't know if he sold off his Litecoin, but at one time he was really into Litecoin. That's where his videos were solely based on Litecoin, and actually crypto altogether. And I'm not sure if he held his, but I know he made a good amount of profit in crypto. So congrats to him. Explain your crypto journey. Yeah, so yeah, I just had the trade. Well, right now I hold, so Strong Hands is a coin. I hold about 1 billion coins of that, which isn't a lot, because it's very, very, very cheap. Very cheap. Also, it's a POS coin, not piece of shit coin. But it's called Power of Staking, which basically if you stake the coin, you get coins in return. So that's something that I dealt in. Also, when Litecoin bottoms out, which it should, if it ever hits $1, I promise you I will put a lot of money into it. But I would like to start building a position on Litecoin. I have a feeling crypto is going to have another run. I can't promise this. Of course, I don't know the future. I'm not a financial expert, if there isn't even financial experts in crypto. But I have a feeling, I think it just got released a little too soon before people were really ready for it. As technology advances, I think there will be more of a use for crypto. So I'd be looking out for that. 5-bedroom and 4 restroom here. Oh, bedroom, 4 bedroom, or 4 bathroom. Okay. Yeah, no, that's amazing. It truly is. It truly is. And I love Texas. I was down in San Antonio for about a year. But the Riverwalk is beautiful. I also went to Corpus Christi. Yeah. And beautiful, beautiful beaches. Just crystal clear. I would love to go back. I don't know if it's going to happen, unfortunately, but just a beautiful area. I used to make a lot of money on Litecoin. Oh, I don't know if maybe did I freeze? I think my computer froze. Let me see. Yeah, I think my computer froze. I'm sorry about that. Can you guys hear me and see me right now? Yeah, somehow there was a buffering wheel on it, so I think it may have froze. Sorry about that. Okay, cool. Yeah, sorry, I truly apologize for that. I don't know what the hell. Okay, let's see. Made a lot of money on Litecoin and Ethereum. Yeah, those were the big ones. I mean, Litecoin, back in the day, it was 6 cents. And it went all the way up to $337.20, I think. Something around there. Ethereum was wild. It went all the way up to over $1,000. Now, Bitcoin, of course, went over, I think it almost hit 21,000, didn't hit it. And then Bitcoin Cash, that one had the whole thing came out where people were it was basically a pump and dump. a lot of people bought into it. A lot of people that have a lot of money, they bought into it and it spiked like crazy. They had to put a hold on it. All that craziness happened. Any good comedy show? Am I not good enough for you? Hurts my feelings. But yeah, that's basically my crypto journey. Neo is a good coin. I haven't checked out Neo actually. But I definitely keep my eye out for really anything. Let's see something. Actually, I'll just minimize this. Let's bring this over here. Oh, don't know what that went to. No one saw anything. Tether. Yeah, so Tether is like the equivalent to... Oh, let me fix this real quick. Yeah, so Tether's the equivalent to the US dollar. Supposedly, it's supposed to stay at $1. But it still, it fluctuates between like 98 cents and $1.02. Something like that. Of course, we have Litecoin here, $23, which is wild because it was a lot more at one time. Neo's supposed to be... Yeah, where is Neo? Wow, let's look at the chart. Oh, geez. Yeah, that's wild. I mean, and it looks like it's returning back to where it was. Yeah, this thing started around 11 cents. Well, it came down to 11 cents. The huge spike. I mean, that's just crazy. There were so many people that made so much money off this. Because if you're thinking 11 cents to over 300, or I'm sorry, over 150, I mean, that's thousands and thousands of percent gain. It's crazy. And I know, you know, December, November, that was where all the spiking occurred. Look at ATVI and see what you think. Shorting opportunity. Okay. ATVI. So we have a high here at 47.90, 47.89. So it didn't get to break the high. So it looks like it came up to that. Basically a resistance that the bulls would like to push through, but it was a cent short. So that's interesting. So it looks like it hit that, came back down. Possibly could have momentum downward, but if we look at the daily, let me get all the way over here. Oh wow, so it had a huge spike, and this is beautiful because when I talk about filling the gap, I mean this thing basically filled the gap 100%, which is beautiful. And once it filled that gap, that was the high for the rest of the day. So that's what I talk about when I say filling the gap. But yeah, this could possibly be a good. Let's look at the aftermarket. Okay, it's nothing special there. Yeah, possibly. I would look as a shorter. I would look for tomorrow for it to, of course, start down in the pre-market. If it hasn't already broke the support at 47.70, then that could possibly be a good movement. Now, the thing is with this stock, there's not really a lot of risk to it. I mean, as you see, I mean, it goes 60, 70, 80, 90. So, you know, the max that you would risk is possibly 15, 20 cents. So you could really you could put in a lot of shares. It could possibly be a good swing. Now, Activision Blizzard, I believe Dennis and I were talking about this one. A lot of people bought into Activision because of the gaming. I mean, you know, everyone loves Blizzard. It can never go down. Well, if I look at the daily, I mean, it looks like it's actually gone down. So I guess, you know, it can happen. So a lot of people that are very new to trading and they hear, oh, Blizzard, and that's what I'm talking about when it comes to penny stocks. You have a lot of novice beginner traders. They see something that's $1 and they can buy 1,000 shares. Hell yeah. So I think it would be a nice short if it was down in the pre-market on Monday. I'd be looking to break this. Would it break this right here, the support line? I don't know, because we have a low, we have a high, we have a higher low, and then almost a higher high. But again, this wicking candle, and it didn't break this resistance line. So it could possibly be. You should make your own crypto. Yeah. It's actually interesting you say that. I know a gentleman that he made his own coin. There's a lot of work that goes into it. But you can make a lot of money on it, because what you could technically do is make the coin. You just have to market the hell out of it. And then you would put a lot of coins to the side just for you. So let's say you released, I don't know, 100,000 of them. That's a very small supply. That means the price is going to be pretty big, because the supply and demand, there could possibly be a good demand, but there's a very low supply. And, you know, that's why you have the pump and dumps. That's why you have the reverse splits occur in the market. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'll make my own crypto, but I appreciate it. Alyssa on TVS, the pivots are a little simple, and they work better when you have extended hours selected. Oh, okay. You're talking about the pre and post. Okay. Yeah, let's see how far out this goes. Time. Yeah, this is only letting me go out to 542, which is weird. I don't know. Yeah, TradeNet. Sometimes it's a pain like that. I wonder if I put it on the daily, how that'll look. If I can find it. Did I mess something up? No, it's there. What the hell? Hell, I must have messed something up. Jeez. Which account did you have? Which account did you have? What? What's that in regards to? Is your PC a game PC? Yeah, it could be. I'm not sure what the specs are, and I possibly can figure how to find that. Here we are. But I know I have a 1080. So 1080, 16 gigabytes or something. It's not too bad. There's actually someone that built it for me. I'd have no idea how to build one myself. So they built it. They sold it to me for a good price. I can't complain. So, you know, for this high, you know, basically almost the top of the line machine, I play a lot of Rocket League, you know, on the lowest settings, you know, really just pushing the limits of this thing. And yeah. Oh, which account do you have in TradeNet? I have the Pro package. $240,000 is my margin. Hopefully, I will actually send them an email tonight saying, let me buy your blanking intro package. Because I would love to build that intro package from intro to student to expert to pro. That would be awesome. But I don't know. They just wouldn't let me. They said I have no use for it. I don't know why they're the ones that tell me if I have a use for it or not. If I want to pay you effing money, then just take my money. Do I have to convince you to take my money? I don't know. Doesn't make sense, but okay. Oh, I'm out of water. Crap. Wow. But yeah, and you know, I like TradeNet overall. A lot of people say, do you feel secure because their headquarters is in an undisclosed location or what? Who cares? Who cares? You know, I'm not asking, hey, where's this Nike plant? Where's the Nike HQ? Where are they building this Nike's? Who cares? They pay me. I get my fills. Of course, you have the 3 cent rule, which is BS. But everything else seems to be fine. I do sometimes have an issue with the connecting to the server. I had an issue, I believe, on Friday, and I wasn't able to post the video just because I had to, graduation I had to go to and everything. I made $34. I posted that within the Discord, but I was going to right at open. There was actually 2 stocks I was looking at, and I missed out on both of them because of the freaking server BS. But or no, it was Thursday. Yeah, it was Thursday, not Friday. It was Thursday I made it. I don't trade Fridays just because I can't with the day job. So it was Thursday. I'm just hoping they pay me by Monday. Yeah, so basically you'll put in your request. You put that in between the 1st and the 10th of the month. On the 15th of the month, they actually pull it from your account. So make sure you actually have the funds available. And by like the 17th to the 20th is when you get your money. I don't like how you can only withdraw what you made the month prior. So like, let's say you made $2,000 last month, and within that first of 10 days, you make $5,000. You can't withdraw $7,000. You can only withdraw that $2,000 you made last month. What the hell? But again, pros and cons, that's how they operate, and we just had to play by the rules, unfortunately. Now, like within my situation, I could, say F TradeNet and all this, but what am I going to do? Go to SureTrader? I mean, I made the account with them, and it sucks. I had to pay these crazy platform fees, and maybe I'll have the 6-to-1, but some stocks are restricted on the 6-to-1, so it won't even work out for me. So I'm upset about it, but it'll be a good challenge. I'm looking forward to it. That's good, the Pro package. Yeah, the Pro package is good. It costs $9,000. Of course, they always have their deals. And then you can lose up to $12,000. So, it's a free $3,000. And that's with all their packages. You have pay $500, you can lose $700, pay $3,000, you can lose $4,000, pay $6,000, you can lose $8,000. I think that's what it is. If I get my money back from trading using TradeNet, I don't care, I'm happy. Yeah, if you make profit, I mean, you'll get paid. I've never ran to someone that put in a request, legitly, of course anyone can say I didn't get paid, but someone legitly, like, I saw them put in the request and they didn't get paid. I've never seen that. So that's why I highly suggest TradeNet. And also, TradeNet is very simplified compared to the other brokers. It truly is. With CFDs, I don't have to worry about slippage. Yeah, for 3 cents you do. But overall, I don't have, if I want to buy 10,000 shares, then I get filled within 3 cents of the bid and ask. 3 cents. With SureTrader, I mean, it could be a lot more than that, especially with 10,000 shares. And that's why you see a lot of momentum traders like Ross Cameron buying in 2,500, 2,500, 2,500. Eliminate the slippage, kinda. And then also averaging. That helps averaging as well. But yeah, it's really simplified. It truly is. I mean, it's not like it's encrypted. You can't figure, like, what the hell is this? No, I have my market. I have my shares. I have the stock right here. It's very simple. Sell, short, buy. You can also set up your things right here if you want. I don't use them, but good if you wanted to. It's just very simple. It truly is. And then if we go over to SureTrader, I mean, yeah, I mean, this is how it comes. It comes like this. Hopefully you can figure out how to, figure this out. But I set it up the way I wanted to. You go over to the desktop. This is the setup I created. And it just looks much different. I mean, yeah, this is aftermarket, but it's just very different. Like the shorts down here, it's just very small. I don't like it as much. But, that's just kind of what I have to do. Why don't you open a Team Ameritrade account? The chart and level 2 system is all free in real time. I could check. I looked at Team Ameritrade. I actually looked them up today. I'm pretty sure that's what this sink or swim or however. I'm not really familiar with it. Is that the one with the $6.95 commission rate? I believe it is. Ross Cameron is a pro trader. He is. He's a pro trader. He is. I really don't know how anyone could hate on them. I really don't. You know, a lot of people hate on others, especially traders, because they have these packages that they want to sell you, or they want you to join their whatever Discord or really whatever, and pay you a certain monthly fee. But they're just trying to make money just like anyone else, really. Now, of course, it kind of gets a little distorted when they get like a little sketchy, like, hey, I made $20,000 on a demo account. I'm not going to tell you demo account, but I made 20,000. It's like, yeah, okay, that's a little sketchy. But everyone loves passive income. And that's what that is. That's passive income. They're not really, it's not like they have to go somewhere 9 to 5. They're basically, they get paid the money for being in the chat room. Just like if you buy their packages, you know, it's not like they have to sit down with you and go over everything with you. You just pay them money, and that's passive income. And that's what everyone would like. I mean, that's why we have retirement. Retirement would be passive income. You know, you did your 20 or whatever years and you get your retirement, passive income. That's always nice. But with Ross Cameron, I mean, the guy's legit. He really is. That's just what I've pulled from it. Oh, you can lower the rate. Okay. Yeah, and that's the unfortunate thing with me is I don't trade a lot of shares. You know, with like SureTrader, you trade, I forget what, it's like 20,000 shares. Or no, it has to be more than 20,000. I'm thinking it's over 100-something thousand. But then they lower your commissions. But I don't trade that much. I do one trade, basically. I look at one. I might have 2 tickers I trade. But for me, it's basically I look at one. I really like it in the pre-market. I'll announce it in the Discord. Hey, this is the one I'm looking at. And then, you know, that's basically what I go off of. Oh, crap. I clicked something. Well, while that loads up. Okay. Ross Cameron was one of the top traders at Goldman Sachs. I could believe that. I could definitely believe that. You know, the guy, and that's the thing with, if we traded the same way we did with a paper trading account, we would make a lot of money. We could possibly be, I mean, I wouldn't say millionaires, but we'd have a lot of money. But it's about eliminating the emotion. Now, I'm not saying eliminate it completely, because you still, you know, you want to be a human, obviously. But when you see a trade, and that's what Ross does, when he sees a trade, he's not apprehensive. I mean, he sees it and he says, I've seen this, I'm just assuming this is what he thinks. I've seen this before, boom, I'm getting into it. He's not like, I don't know if it's going to work this time. He just gets into it. And a lot of the time, you know, he profits a lot of money. But granted, he's using a lot of shares. He's using a very large share size. With Will Carman. This was one that I liked his video. A lot of people don't like him. Or they have a lot of negative things to say. But that's really going to be with any trader. There's always going to be people that say negative things. But, you know, that's just how it is. But he uses, I mean, like he's using 20, 30,000 shares. That's a lot. That's a lot. With 30,000 shares, 1 cent, $300. So if you lose 10 cents, that's $3,000. And 10 cents, I mean, that's not really a lot, depending on the stock that you're looking at. But yeah, I mean, he uses a lot of shares. I used a lot of shares back in the day. To completely honest, I used to use a lot of shares in the day, and with SureTrader. And this is when I built my account from 500 to about 4,500. So I had a lot more buying power. And, you know, I was doing good. I was doing good. I think I was, you know, of course it was a year and a half ago. I just don't think I was prepared for it because I was making a lot of profit and I kind of lost sight of who I was. Just to be completely honest, when you're making a lot of money on top of your day job, so you have your day job income and you have that income, you kind of think that you're better than other people. And that's just effed up. You can't do that. And, you know, basically what happened was I really lost sight of who I was. And one day, it was actually the day after Thanksgiving. It was a half day of the market. I lost about $3,000 in a trading day. And, you know, it really just set me forward. I was just like, ooh, wow, I don't really have many of those. And, you know, since then, I've kind of lowered my share size, you know, just to kind of become more responsible. And really, I like this channel is just geared towards helping other people. That's how it should stay. You know, I don't charge anything for really anything. You know, you guys want a Skype session with me, it's free. If you want me to give you any advice or go over your trades or however, it's free. There's no charge. It's just really giving back. I love that platform. Oh, for Shirt Trader or... There's a new broker use stock trade. Did you know above is like Robin Hood? But new stock trade. I've never heard of that. It's easy when you have subs money. That's it. I challenged him to trade without his room once for that 5,000. Yeah, I mean that's very true. That's very true. You know, and nothing against him. You know, because who am I to talk shit about? I can't compete with that guy. But that's how the chat rooms work. I mean, they have 500 people. They get in on the trade and they say buy at $3. They already bought at 280. So let's say I bought it at 280, 3,000 shares. Hey, everyone buy in at 3. Everyone buys in at 3. 500 people buying in at 3. I'm taking profit, and then I'm like, oh, took profit. You know, of course, after I already took the profit. So it's basically guaranteed. People will be there with you when you buy the stock. Like when I short a stock, I'm hoping people are going to short it with me. I don't have any influence in the market with TradeNet. But with these chat rooms, they know they will get support for this trade because, of course, people are following the trades that they do. So, yeah, it can be iffy, but, you know, of course, there's a lot of income that comes with the chat rooms. I mean, there's a chat room, $500 a month, 500 people in it. I mean, you have the 4 zeros, you have 25, $250,000 a month for a chat room. That's why people do it, you know. I can't say I'll ever have a chat room. You know, I definitely couldn't have my full-time job. It would be nice income. It really would. But, you know, I really like the Garage Day Traders chat room. I really like how his is set up. That's the one I would go for. And of course, I am a member of it. So that's the one I really recommend. I strongly disagree with you on Ross Cameron. Well, what's the point that you disagree with me? I'm definitely open to any conversation, truly. Thinkorswim platform. I believe Rookie Trader uses Thinkorswim. If you haven't seen the interview I had with Rookie Trader, really cool guy. Really has his head's on straight. Really good guy. And definitely for a young guy, you know, he's really got it together. It's impressive, truly. Only play on low volume. That's the edge. So called edge. He is not a good trader. Huh. I've never heard anyone say that. He makes money selling into his subs buying. That's true. That's true. Because when you sell large shares like that, someone's got to buy it. So yeah, basically the sheep are getting slaughtered by the wolf. It is kind of effed. I'm not gonna lie. So is he a good trader as far as he profits? Of course. Is his way of going about it ethical? Probably not. No. But, you know, people are the ones that are signing up for that. There's people in the chat room that want to be there. Who am I to say that they're wrong to be in his chat room? You know, I can't do that. But, yeah, when he sells 10,000 shares, 20,000 shares, however, someone's got to buy that. And, yeah, it normally is the people that are entering in the trade with them. So, you know, it's unfortunate, but that's just how he wants to go about it. And yeah, you know, it is unfortunate, truly. $10 a month is like paying for Netflix. It's not bad. I love Netflix. I need to find, if you guys have any shows or movies, I need to find a new show or movie. Now, granted, I love animation. Now, am I going to Comic-Con? No, I'm not that into it, but like Full Metal Alchemist, Death Note, of course. You see me with the Death Note shirt on. Love that show. Amazing. I definitely need to find a new show or movie or something. I'm lost. So, you agree with Lewis? Yeah. I mean, yeah. He's not lying. He's not lying. Anyway, you look at it, they both benefit from everyone going in at the same time. The difference is he really is or not going in. That's true, Dennis. I mean, they are benefiting when he says enter at $3, if he does, however. They're benefiting because everyone's pushing it together. But, of course, he's taking profit probably before everyone else. So, if it pushes up to $340, once it hits that 340, you're going to see the slam down. That's probably him exiting the trade. Because he wants to ensure he's getting filled completely. You know, but again, that's just how his chat. I would love to think that people already know that. But of course, with young traders, when people are getting into the market, they won't look at me. They won't look at like traders, like, you know, people that are just really using reasonable share size. They want to see that made millions in 2 seconds or however. And, oh, I want to be like that guy. It's not that easy. I wish it was. It's not. There's a lot of time that goes into it. I mean, there's thousands of hours that I put into this. I always challenge myself, learn one new thing every day. And you don't have to worry about being successful. If you learn one new thing every single day in regards to the stock market, success is going to come to you. You don't have to worry about being successful. It will come to you. So that's the challenge I have for myself. And, you know, I don't feel like I have to push 10,000 shares into a stock for people to think that I'm a good trader. You know, people are going to think however they want anyways. You know, that's just how it is. People can see my intros and see that I'm just being funny. Oh, that guy's not serious enough. He's bullshit. But that's fine. You know, they're going to think however they want. I think what's most impressive is how much of a movement you can get on your share size. If I put in 10,000 shares and I get 10-cent movement, that's $1,000. But if I put in, you know, 1,000 shares and I get $1 movement, that's $1,000 too. I think that dollar movement is way more impressive than, you know, the 10-cent movement on 10,000 shares. That's just me. That's just me. So, watch Big Bang Theory. Your friend, I watched Big Bang Theory. It's not bad. I love The Office. I love The Office. A lot of people don't like the stupid dry humor, and it is kind of cringy. Like at the first season or 2 or 3. After that, it's really good. Friends, I haven't really looked into Friends. I'll have to look into Friends. With a plan, the man with a plan. I've never heard of that. Man with a plan. Let me write that down. I wonder if that's on Netflix. Huh. Yeah, I'll have to look that up. Also, he can't help the fact that the delay is there when he says to go in anyway. Delay in YouTube from his feed to his subs. Okay, I wasn't aware that he goes through YouTube for it. I didn't know how it's... I've never been in his chat room. I don't know how it's set up. Why don't I like my Ross? Is that you will keep charging for this course. You don't get to keep it. Yeah. You don't get to keep it? Is it like electronic or something? Well, it couldn't be electronic. Then you would be able to keep it. We will be the next Timothy Sykes. Dude, I can't. No. I saw... Of course, I'm looking through, you know, stocks, and somehow I get on WWE wrestling. I don't know how it happened, but then he pops up on the screen, and next thing I know, he's throwing $10,000 at the screen. I'm like, dude, I understand that's part of your marketing campaign, but Really? That's just over the top, man. I like people that keep it real. Like, you know, just keep it real. You don't have to throw $10,000 to the screen to, you don't, and like other YouTubers, how they may charge for a certain type of whatever, and then they make videos saying, this is the reason I charge for this, you know, blah, blah, blah. Do you feel like you need to tell me why you do something? Are you hiding something? But because you trying to convince me of something makes me think that you maybe have other intentions. I just keep it real. You know, I have no other intentions except building this channel, reaching out to new traders, and just having fun with it. That's truly it. You know, there is no other intention. So, you know, just keep it real. And that goes for anybody that wants to YouTube or just really in general. Always keep the fact that you want to help other people as your main priority, your main goal. Just help other people. That's really what it comes down to, truly. Because I promise you, out of all the people, there's people that will, you know, they're basically going to advocate that they're there for the people. But in reality, they're not. And really, money's good. Money's good. Don't get me wrong, but it's not happiness. It's not happiness. It's financial freedom, yes, but it's not happiness, you know. And, you know, I keep that in mind too. I have a day job. I pay my bills. You know, I'm happy. And that's really what it comes down to. I agree. I think the dollar move trade is more impressive. Definitely, Chris. Definitely. I really do too. The only thing that would be more impressive, I guess, is the 10,000 shares. You have to be very confident, because if that moves against you, I mean, that's, you know, every cent is $100. So that moves against you 20 cents like that, that's $2,000. So you're just like, well, crap. But yeah, I agree with you. Did you watch X-Files? X-Files. I've watched The Twilight Zone. Is that like the same thing, basically? Man with a Plane. It's not on Netflix yet. You have to watch it on CBS or something. I can't remember the last time I watched TV. Normally I'm just watching Netflix or like YouTube. That's really about it. Because like when I'm overseas, I don't have cable. I just have Wi-Fi. So... Okay, yeah, I'll check it out. I promise you I will. I'm sure they have something on YouTube for it. I would think someone's recorded something of it. Money can buy you stuff that makes you happy, though. This is true. And let's think about it this way. A lot of us don't have millions of dollars. We just don't. So by us wanting the new iPhone or the new car, that's exciting. Like, we want that new car. But think about it. If you had all the money in the world, it wouldn't be exciting anymore. It really wouldn't. I promise you. So, yeah, to us, it would be happiness because, you know, we get the new iPhone that's eventually going to break because they put the bad batteries in it. Or, you know, we get to have the cool computer setup kind of with the crappy laptop over here. You know, we can have that stuff. But if you had all the money in the world, it wouldn't be happiness. And it's not going to bring you happiness because, you know, material things, tangible things are nice, but, you know, eventually they're going to break or something's going to happen. You know, what's truly important is family. Family is very important. You know, a lot of people, if you have contact with your family, that's great. I don't have that luxury, unfortunately, which sucks. It does, you know, but, you know, I can't do anything about it. But that's what's very important, because those are people who are going to be there for you when you need it. You know, you're not going to be the lone wolf, you know, because you don't want to be in that position. Like strippers. God. It depends where you're getting them from. I mean, if you're getting them from... I've heard of some bad places from friends that have been places, and they're not always a good thing. So, money buys freedom equals happiness. Buy a Lambo. Yeah, I mean, the Lambo would be cool. Trust me, I'm still saving up for the GTR. That's the big thing for me. I've always wanted a GTR. I remember playing Need for Speed back in the day on like the PS2 with my cousin. And the Porsche 911 was one of the vehicles. The GTR, that's just beautiful. And also it's Nissan. What's nice about Nissan, they last a long time. I drive a Nissan. I have a Nissan Altima Coupe. Just got some new rims for it. Pretty cool. But it's low maintenance. It's not like a Mercedes, you know, which is higher maintenance. Lexus would be okay. It's part of Toyota, so maintenance wouldn't be too bad on it. But just the GTR is just beautiful. I don't like the older models. I like the like 05 and up. No, I would say 2010 and up. When we get like to like the older ones, it looks too boxy. But yeah, the GTR is definitely where it's at. Beautiful. I don't have to get crazy with it. I don't have to get the black edition. I just get the regular and maybe put some NOS on it. I don't know, but you know, I definitely saving up for it. But I really like my vehicle now. You know, it's Nissan Altima Coupe. Have my stick shift. I enjoy that. I just put the rims on it, so I just got new tires and stuff. So I can't complain too much. And it only has like 60,000 miles on it. It's a 2012. So very low mileage. Just because I've been overseas so much, I haven't been able to drive it. It's just been sitting in storage. So, you know, definitely get the use out of it. And in the meantime, I'll just be... what I do is, like, my car payment was about $500 a month. Instead of spending the $500, I just, you know, I act like I still had that car payment. I just put the $500 in savings. So in a year's time, you know, I have a good amount saved. Kia minivan? Dennis, you have the motorcycles, man. What are you doing with the did you trade in the motorcycles for the minivan? WRX. A lot of people love the Subarus. Like, a lot of people. Like, when I was overseas with one of my buddies, when he got back, he wanted the WRX, and that's what he bought. And he loved that thing. He had, like, the, what all did he do to it? He had carbon fiber on it. Of course, he got the spoiler for it. It had the exhaust system. He did a bunch of, he probably spent all of his money he made over there. So, dude, the Honda Accords, I'm not gonna lie, those things are beautiful. I was actually at the dealership with one of my friends. She bought a new Honda Civic, and the Honda Accords, they're nice. The brand new ones are very nice. Yeah, the 2018 Accord got flooded. How did that happen? The Accord flooded, so you got the van. Oh man. Every time I hear a van, I think of the Saturday Night Live skit where he's talking about he lives in a van down by the river. Oh man, that's what I think of every time. Yeah, Hondas are good. I mean, good gas mileage. I don't know if it's a V6 or a 4-cylinder. I think it's a V6 for the Accords. Granted, my coupe's only a 2.5. I didn't get the 3.5 because when I bought it, I mean, I was 21. Was that? No, I was 20. I wasn't making a lot of money. I'll tell you that. So I couldn't get the 3.5. Dang it. And what was nice about the 3.5 is it had the black interior, but then it had red leather. Pretty exotic, right? Didn't get it. I got the base model. But that's okay. They have both V6 and V4. Yeah. I mean, the V4 I'm sure is better on gas. Like, mine gets about 30 miles to the gallon, which isn't too bad. Can't complain. Especially since I commute to work. About 20 miles there, 20 miles back. So, you know, can't complain too much. I think the 3.5 was about 22 miles to the gallon. So that definitely adds up over time. And especially since I have the rims on it, I know it adds more weight to it as far as like actually turning the wheels. It may not make a big difference, but I'm sure it makes a difference of some sort. So the Tesla's really, I mean, of course, back in the day with Elon or whatever, I don't know what was going on, but man, Tesla's really grown. Like out here in Maryland, I mean, there's parking lots like downtown and stuff, like near DC, near the National Harbor, where it's just parking lots full of Tesla chargers. I mean, it's wild. It's really grown. So yeah, we go that route. All right, so we just, oh geez, we hit over is it 2 hours? Lord, okay, so we just hit over 2 hours. I told you, I just have so much fun. I lose track of time. Geez, does anyone have, if you have any last minute questions whatsoever, let me know. If you want me to look at a stock for Monday, if you want to know what my picks are for Monday, anything like that, just let me know and I'll answer any questions that you guys have before we call it. I don't want to take up too much of everyone's night, even though you may just be starting your night, but we started at 6, so I know over 2 hours is a good amount of time. The Model X can dance. It can dance? Check sub count. Okay, Mr. Kitty, well, we got 302. Oh, Mr. Kitty. I'm happy. I'm proud. I get toast to that. Mr. Kitty's so excited right now. Ooh. Oh. It doesn't go down as easy when it's warmer. But yes, Mr. Kitty. Mr. Kitty's very, very excited. Look at that. Oh, man. All right, back to where we were. Drank. And then smoked some. I don't want to go down the same path as Elon, all right? He did his thing. I can't do that. I'm sorry. Drink. I remember that was a song back in the day. Oh my goodness. That was the song. I heard that everywhere. Now I only hear the damn shark song. The baby shark song. I can't escape it. Oh, jeez. Which is possibly in my intro on Monday. Yeah. That a little spoiler alert. Could be on my intro. Tesla stock went down. Yeah. Oh, it did. Because people are losing confidence in the CEO. You can't... People don't understand when you hold a certain position, you're going to be looked at. Now, a lot of people say, oh, if it was anyone else, they wouldn't have cared. And yeah, that's probably true. But you got to remember, this is the guy, he's a CEO of a large corporation. You can't do certain things without you're going to be judged. And you just have to act appropriately. That's basically what it comes down to. So like whenever like NFL players, NBA players, they get in trouble, of course it's going to be highlighted. One, the story's going to sell, and the news wants to sell a story. That's just how it goes. And then two, a lot of people look up to that person. So by them doing that, I mean, like, you got to remember, if it's random Joe Smo or whoever, no one's going to care. But if it's an NBA player that these kids are looking up to, it's going to be big news. So you got to remember, people are watching you, especially if you hold a certain position. You want to be a good role model. It comes down to being a role model. It truly does. So that's just my piece on it. But yeah, any other questions? That's that Dennis saying, drank. And I guess it went to 298. Yeah, I know it went pretty low. We could actually take a look at Tesla here real quick. Let me go right here. So if we look at the daily, I mean, this thing suffered. I mean, we're all the way down here, 240s. So, yeah. Now, of course, it has had a steady trend, and it could possibly break 400. Now, if anyone remembers when he said, now this is actually a trade I took. If anyone remembers this, he said, we're going private. $420 funding secured. That's what this whole thing is. This whole thing right here. That's when he said it, and it spiked up like crazy. Went up to a high of $387. Then, of course, crashed down all the way to below 300. So that was fun. I actually heard shorters were getting compensated for that. Maybe. But, yeah, that was interesting. REMR? Is that a stock? RMR? Oh. This has very low volume. Are you looking to huh. Yeah, it's very low volume. I mean, you can tell just by the candles. I mean, you just have these little ticks. That means that there's no movement. It's just, yeah, there's movement here, but it's just tick. I mean, the volume on this is 100 shares. 100 shares, 100 shares, 300 shares. Okay. Oh, okay. I was like, RMR, this is an interesting one. No, yeah, I'm glad you remember. That was very interesting. Again, for other people that didn't hear what I said on, well, actually earlier, ADIL. I will be looking at this one for Monday. I will be looking to see if it's down in the pre-market. I'm probably going to go in. If it's down in the pre-market a certain percentage, I'm pretty sure the volume is going to be pretty high on it. Of course, I'm looking for it to be about 300,000 to 500,000 before I trade it. I'll be looking, is it going to break this candle at 433? Now, of course, if I was a bull, I would want it to push right over here at $5. Because if it pushed over to $5, I mean, we have a hell of a way to go. I mean, I can't even go back far enough to figure out where we have to go after that. So if it breaks over $5, like the actual whole dollar, I'll let the bulls have a field day. But if it doesn't break over this 433, and even if it does, then I'm sure it's going to be up on the day. I won't be looking at it. I'll be looking at it to be down the pre-market. I'll be looking for it to break this 255 area. Now, in the long run, I would love for it to break under 180, 180, 185 right here, for it to go back to this normal area that it was at. I'll be looking at ADIL. Now, the other stocks that I'll be looking at, not really too much. Let's see. Let's just take a look at the top 20. Now, the top 20 is going to show us the losers and gainers for Friday. I didn't trade Friday, so I'm not quite familiar. Oh, wow. Look at that push right there. The daily was wild. It pushed all the way up there, and it closed all the way down here. That's wild. It looks like we have a reverse split right here. So LMFA probably had a reverse split. That's why it pushed up so much. And that's just what I do when I'm looking through it. I just get an idea. I only trade LABU every single day. Yeah, the interesting thing about trading a certain stock is you want to... I see why some people may do it, their mentality. If they see how this one stock moves, then they'll be familiar with that movement. But if you're only focusing on one stock, then... Let's see. LABU. What is this? Huh. Well, it definitely has some volume behind it. ETFs. I trade CFDs. I don't really do the whole options or really anything other than that. I have looked into it. I've looked into the Forex. Of course, I've been in crypto. But I haven't really strayed far from the stock market. Now, when I was trading the Forex, the movement of the charts is just very different. It truly is. You know, you're not really going off the highs and lows of days. You're going off highs and lows for a long period of time. DG. Oh, wow. Look at that. Now, I may be wrong, but with these stocks, I think there's a large spread that comes with them. I could be wrong, though. No, but basically, I just look in the stockmarketwatch.com. I look at what's up for the day, what's down for the day, and that's basically what I go off of. I keep it very simple. You know, with the pivot points, with the EMAs, with all that. I don't really get into it too much. Some other traders do. Lissa is like an expert at that stuff. But I really don't use it too much. But okay, one more call for last questions. I don't want to, you know, I gotta finish this drink. I gotta play some Rocket League. You know, I'm getting to the next rank. I can't stay in platinum forever. I can't do it. I gotta get to the next rank, and then you guys will take me seriously. That's what I gotta do. That's it. So Rocket League, I gotta get with my team. We gotta kick some butt. If you guys ever want to play with me for Rocket League or however, just reach out to me. We can always play together. You know, trading is very important, but I can't trade 24/7. I'll go brain dead. I gotta have fun playing Rocket League or Call of Duty Black Ops or something. You know, just switch it up. You know, if people aren't going to take me seriously because I play Rocket League, then I'm sorry. You will never take me seriously because I like the game. That's just who I am. I'm done with the question. Thank you, though. Definitely. I'm truly thankful for everyone for tuning in. I mean, it means a lot to me. It truly does. If you ever want to reach out to me, if you ever want a Skype session, you want me to look over your trades, of course, free of charge, not charging anything. Check me out, LoneWolfDayTrading@gmail.com. I don't have a slide for that. I would pop it up, but just, you know, message me there. Of course, you can always message me on YouTube. I'll always get back to you. I have my Facebook page, right above my head, right up there. So you can always reach me out on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. I don't have a Snapchat. I would love to take pictures of me, you know, saying, hey, I just saw the new movie, and then I'm in like a pair of spandex or something, which is very irrelevant, doesn't make sense, but that's what people do on Snap, and I should get with the times. If I want to be cool like the kids, I gotta switch it up. You saw about stock trade? Yeah, I will check that out. I truly will. But again, thank you all so much for watching. You know, I would love to make this a weekend thing. I'm actually trying to get the Garage Day Trader to co-host this with me. He's, you know, hopefully he does. I know he honestly, he's a really busy guy. I'm not gonna lie. He's very busy. I mean, he has his own day job. He trades. He does all of his stuff. Very busy guy. But hopefully I can get, you know, one of these live sessions with him. That'd be really cool. And if you guys have any ideas whatsoever that you would like to see next, again, email me, Facebook, Twitter. I'll even open a MySpace. You can MySpace me. Do people do that anymore? Probably not, but I'll do it for you guys. But thank you all again so much for checking this out. I truly do appreciate it. As always and forever, Mr. Kitty. How many we got? 302? 302. This is Jonathan and Mr. Kitty with Lone Wolf Day Trading. And stay green.